Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we completed with the revision of the 4th chapter. Now let's begin with the revision of the 5th chapter, that is forms of business organization. So you guys learn in this chapter about the sole proprietorship, business run by the Hindu undivided family, HUF, and then partnership. So now let's start first with the sole proprietorship. So sole proprietorship is such a form in which the firm is owned, managed and controlled by only one person. Only one person invests the capitals, starts and develops the business and looks after the activities of the business like purchase, sale and results of the business such as profit and loss, as it is borne by only one person only, or borne by him only. So according to Lewis and Henry, sole proprietorship is such a form of business organization in which there is only one person at the top who is responsible, who directs the activities of business and bears the risk of failure only by himself. That is known as sole proprietorship. In a sole proprietorship, whole business is carried out under his direction and the risk of business like loss or insolvency rest on his shoulders only. So sole proprietorship is managed, controlled and owned by only the one person. Anyone can start the sole proprietorship business. So now let's look at the characteristics of sole proprietorship. In that the first characteristic is easy to establish. So sole proprietorship is very easy because the process of establishing the sole proprietorship firm is very easy and complexities of law does not affect, and any person can start lawful trading at any place of his liking. Then second is capital. So in sole proprietorship the owner himself only invests the capital. Then third one is power of administration. So in a sole proprietorship business, sole proprietor himself is the administrator of the business and generally owner himself looks after the purchase, sale, collection, accounting work and other activities of the business. Then fourth one is business of work and quick decisions, as sole proprietorship has freedom regarding the business, like he performs the activities of business with his intelligence and experience, so under his total freedom and he is himself only the owner of the business, he can take quick decisions without asking anybody else. Then the fifth is liability. So the liability of the sole proprietorship is unlimited. Unlimited means that the payment of debt, the creditor can put the claim or the personal property of the sole proprietor in the court of law. So, in other words, we can see that it can be said that when sole proprietorship incur losses in the business, debts go on increasing, and for the payment of debts, if there are insufficient funds in the business, then the sole proprietor is liable to pay total debts from his personal properties. The sole proprietor has to repay that debt by selling their personal property. So the liability of the sole proprietor is unlimited. Then sixth one is maintenance of secrecy. So in sole proprietorship, as the trader sole proprietor is a sole owner of the business, the secrecy can be maintained. Then seventh is personal contact. So in sole proprietorship, as the working area of the business is very limited, personal contact with customers can be maintained. So by keeping focus on the changing taste of the customers, their requirement, fashion, demand, etc., more satisfaction can be given to the customers. Then eighth one is centralization of ownership and management. So in sole proprietorship, the owner himself is the manager. Therefore, the centralization in ownership and management has in the hands of the owner. So in business organization, the owner and management are different entities. So in other business organizations, the owner and management are different entities. Now let's look at the advantages of sole proprietorship. So first one is easy establishment process. Second is less capital, because the owner like sole proprietorship is like a very small scale business, so capital requirement is also very less. So anybody can start the sole proprietor business with less capital. Then third advantage is maintenance of secrecy. Fourth one is quick decision, because like the owner is the sole owner of the business, he can take quick decisions without consulting the other people. Then fifth one is personal contact. Then sixth one is flexibility. Owner can like change their decisions, or can like change the anything in the business without anybody consent. So flexibility is there. Then next one is less tax burden, and the last one is less legal restrictions. Anyone can open the sole proprietor business with less capital without any complexity process. So these were the advantages of sole proprietorship. Now let's look at the limitations. Limitation first is limited capital, because the only single owner contributes in the capital, so there is limited capital. Then second one is unlimited liability. Personal assets, personal property is sold out for the payment of debt. Then third one is short duration. Then fourth one is limited work capacity. Fifth disadvantage is possibility of wrong decisions. Sixth one is lack of advantage of large scale business, because limited capital there is lack of advantage of the large scale business. So these were the characteristics, advantages and limitations of the sole proprietorship. Now let's look at the another form of business organization, that is Hindu Undivided Family. Business run by Hindu Undivided Family, HUF. So meaning of Hindu Undivided Family is that according to Hindu law, business is inheritable. Business acquired by way of inheritance by Hindu Undivided Family is called firm of HUF. So if the business is run by your family, it is inherited, your dad's father was controlling their business, but now your dad is controlling. In the future you are you will be controlling your dad's business, so that is called inheritable. So business is inheritable. So inheritance by Hindu Undivided Family is called firm of HUF. So all the members of the family are called as members. Administration of such firm is in the hands of the head of the family. He is called Karta. If the senior most person in age does not wish to run the business, then the administration is passed on to the next eldest person, and the existence of such firm is popular in India and Nepal. Now let's look at the characteristics. So first one is existence by law. The firm of Hindu Undivided Family comes into existence by law. The second one is management. So the management of the firm in the hands of the senior most person of the family, who is called Karta. Then third is independent field of operation. Fourth one is membership. Then fifth one is financial control. All financial matters of the business is in the hands of the Karta. Then sixth one is liability. So here entire business is under the administration of Karta. Therefore, the liability of Karta is unlimited. Unlimited means personal assets or personal properties is sold out for the payment of debt if the business does not have sufficient money. If business does not have sufficient money, then the personal assets or personal properties is sold out to repayment of the debt, that is called unlimited. So Karta's liability is unlimited, whereas the liability of other members is limited. Limited means their personal assets is not sold out for the repayment of debt. Then seventh one is lifespan. Lifespan means on the death of the Karta or other member of the family, the business continues. If the Karta dies, then the next as senior most person becomes the Karta. Like that the business is continued. Then eighth one is difficulty in raising the funds. So in the success of the firm depends on the efficiency of Karta. the firm has to depend on its members of the family for the fundraising, so it is difficult to raise the additional capital. Then ninth one is insolvency. That means when the firm becomes insolvent, the members of the family are declared as insolvent and the minors are excluded. So for the payment of debts, the share of all the family members of HUF can be taken into consideration. So liability of Karta is unlimited. So these were the characteristics of meaning and characteristics of Hindu undivided family. Now next is partnership. So now we are going to stop here. In the next video we would be discussing about the partnership, and still if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.